It's now my pleasure to introduce our student-athlete speaker for this meeting. You may remember last year we were inspired by football student-athlete Givens Price. Again, today we have another student-athlete who's going to share some really powerful remarks. She's a senior on the softball team. She's from Tucson, Arizona. She has already graduated, earning her degree in finance. She's been the past president of the Student-Athlete Advisory Committee, a Big Ten Distinguished Scholar, and also named to the Tom Osborne Citizenship Team. Would you please help me welcome Miss Mattie Fowler. Mattie?
Thank you, Keith, for having me. I wanted to tell you guys about the first time that I experienced the Nebraska way. I was 16, playing in a national softball tournament in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And due to rain delays, we had a game that started just before midnight. And at about 1:30 in the morning, we were still playing, and it was still raining. And I think a lot of the parents had even retreated back to their hotel. But I looked up into the empty stands, and sitting at the top were two coaches dressed in red who were still watching the game. So that's one heck of a first impression, Coach Miller and Coach Ravel. 3 months later, I took a visit here, fell in love with Nebraska, and immediately committed. And once I got to know my coaches, I realized that that midnight game was not a fluke. That was simply the Nebraska way. And that level of dedication, investment, and passion is what I see in every member of this athletic department. I came to Nebraska for much more than just athletics. I came to grow as an individual, to receive a first-class education, and to develop talents to help myself succeed after my time here is over. But I had no idea how many of you would actually impact my life. I love being a student athlete because I'm challenged in so many ways. At the end of every day, I am emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausted because I'm surrounded by staff and coaches and student athletes who demand excellence. And we're surrounded by great leadership here, and that is evident in my personal growth and in the growth of everyone around me and my peers. You have all created a supportive environment that allows us to thrive. But every day, someone different unexpectedly makes a huge impact. Now, this list is nowhere near exhaustive, but I wanted to call out some people who are definitely difference makers. First, of course, my coaches who opened my eyes to Nebraska and who push me every day. Coach Miller, I know one lesson I'll never forget was my freshman year. You pulled me aside before a game and you said, "Don't hide behind the fact that you are a freshman. You have a voice. You better use it." And that's something that has always stuck with me. To Coach Sipple and Coach Ravel, even when I was injured, you demanded more from me. You said, "Find a new way to lead." And you taught me that during times of adversity, that's when we often experience the most growth. To the life skills team right here, thank you for your daily challenges and your leadership opportunities you provide for the student athletes, whether it be through SAC, through outreach opportunities, through public speaking. You challenge us, you get to know us on a personal level, you identify our strengths, and then you help us build upon our weaknesses. So thank you for all of your guidance. To all of the hardworking people on the facilities crews, people like Steve Torski and Brian Rempe. I know Steve is always on the go. He's so efficient, so hardworking, but he's also so genuine. Steve, you would always take the time to say, "Mattie, how's your knee? Are you gonna make it through the year healthy?" And it's something as simple as that that is really uplifting, and that's what unifies our athletic department. And Brian, you take so much pride in our facilities at Haymarket. It is inspiring, and your work does not go unnoticed. Thank you to everyone involved with sports nutrition and the training table. It's individuals like Ruth Hood, who always provides constant support, and individuals like Mel Ulrich, who really treated the student athletes like they were his own grandchildren. And it was his strength and his huge heart that led to some incredible friendships I've seen with other student athletes, and his legacy will live on with them. Thank you to everyone in the training staff, specifically Marcia Kennedy, Lauren Harris. You've helped me through my recoveries. And injury often finds us as athletes, but it's you all in the training staff that are with us every step of the way, and we couldn't make it through without your tough love and your support. To all of the administrators, thank you for your vision, your constant work to establish Nebraska as a model in college athletics. Softball, we work directly with Pat, so thank you for paving the way for women's athletics. Everyone on the event staff, especially my friends in guest relations who stay there until I'm done finishing a paper at midnight. Now, somewhere Kim Shellpepper is probably cringing because she knows she taught me better than to start a paper the night before it's due, but I'm only human, Kim. But even when I do leave at midnight, whether it be Saeed or Danny, you make us feel safe and you're always in a good mood, which is more helpful than you know because I'm probably not in a good mood at that point. But thank you for that much needed positive support and energy. And to the academic team, thank you for that high standard you demand and your constant guidance. It's no coincidence that we lead the nation in academic All-Americans because we are simply surrounded by the best. To everyone on the compliance team, thank you for going the extra mile to be visible and to be approachable. You have no idea how much of a relief it is that it doesn't feel like we're going to the principal's office when we go see compliance, so thank you for that. And Jonathan, wherever you are, I think your memes are hilarious, so at least one person is getting your movie references in the emails. Thank you to the communication staff, Husker Vision, the digital teams. You tell our stories and you connect us with the community. For 4 years, I have worked alongside Matt Smith, and I've watched him as he tirelessly works to immediately update stats for our coaches, to write brilliant feature stories and press releases, and he never asks for anything in return. So Matt, softball's very lucky to have you. And finally, the capital planning and development team. What an amazing job you guys have done with soccer and tennis. It just popped up overnight, and I know the atmosphere at soccer games has completely come alive. I've heard from so many tennis athletes how excited they are and appreciative to have an awesome opportunity to play so close to campus, so thank you for that. But what I'm most thankful for, honestly, is that regardless of sport here at Nebraska, we are all treated as equals. And I know that that feeling is not reciprocated at some institutions where I have friends, where there might be a hierarchy of importance within sports, but we're so lucky that here at Nebraska, that will never be the way. So I applaud all of you for treating us as equals, and it's important to always continue that practice moving forward. But Nebraska will always be that model in college athletics because of that continuous, that genuine support, and because of the pride in all of you. I can already see the huge impact that we've made in the last couple of years, from post-eligibility opportunities to laptops, study abroad, NAPL, enhanced nutrition, you name it. But it's that not refusing to settle and to be complacent. That is what sets us apart. And although I wouldn't change anything about my time here, I have made sacrifices. It was a sacrifice to leave home. I've sacrificed my free time, my personal life, holidays with family, but every sacrifice has made me stronger. And even though I'm sad that the end of my athletic career is near, I'm excited for the future because you have all prepared me for that next step. Now, every action that you do on a daily basis makes a difference for our student athletes in our community. Over time, all of those small things, they accumulate and they become the big things that can then implement change and be that driving force of good. So all 339 of you are difference makers, and you have brought out the best of me. So on behalf of all of the student athletes, thank you for making such a huge impact in our lives.
Thank you, Mattie. Good morning. Tough act to follow, for sure. If you ever wonder about what our mission is, what our vision is, what our direction is, that is it. Everything we are about is Mattie Fowler. And you could say that about most of the 595 student athletes that we'll be entrusted with this year. Mattie has all of those great skills and abilities that we talk about every single day. It's about more than just ourselves. It's about serving the greater good. And it's an honor and privilege for me to be a part of that and to be with you today. It's an exciting day to be at the University of Nebraska. You know, and in the theme of everyone matters and the sacrifices that we all make, because I know, just like Mattie, each and every one of you make incredible sacrifices every single day on behalf of the University of Nebraska, on behalf of this department, on behalf of our student athletes, and more importantly, on behalf of your families. So, Mattie, if you would please come on up, because in May, I think Mattie made one of the ultimate sacrifices. She missed her commencement to play in the Big Ten tournament in Columbus, and I think you guys beat Iowa that day. So, and then certainly those who helped you get here. So let's have Coach Ravel, Coach Miller, Coach Sipp, come on up. Let's go real quick. Some of the others you talked about, Steve Torski. Steve, come on up. Brian Rempe, Ruth Hood, Marcia, Lauren Harris, Pat Logston, Kim Shellpepper, Matt Smith, Saeed, come on up. Danny Mack, come on up from Guest Services. Pat, or Joe Patuto, come on up. And I also want to invite Associate Dean Donna Dunne from the College of Business Administration. Dean Plowman was out of town today and unfortunately couldn't present Mattie with her diploma, but we have Associate Dean Donna Dunne who's going to present Mattie Fowler with her diploma that she missed in May. So with that, I'll turn it over to Donna.
Thank you. Again, I'm Donna Dunne. I'm an Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs at the University of Nebraska. A few weeks ago, actually more than that, about a month ago, Sean and Keith called us and said, we would like you to come over and recreate graduation for Mattie, because she did have to miss graduation for the Big Ten tournament. We're pleased to do so. We are thrilled to have Mattie as one of our graduates. So I'd like you to pretend, and Mattie, you too, pretend that you're sitting in Pinnacle Bank Arena and it is graduation morning. Now, the good thing about a recreation is we can go past all the boring stuff. We can get right to the good part. So we've gone through the processional, we have gone through the boring graduation speech, we are through the F's and to Mattie Fowler. Mattie, this is what they would have said to you on graduation morning. Upon recommendation of the faculty of the College of Business Administration, I'm honored to present Mattie Fowler, who has fulfilled the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. By the authority of the state of Nebraska, vested in the Board of Regents, and upon recommendation from the faculty, I'm pleased to confer upon you, Mattie Fowler, the degree Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, with all of its associated honors, privileges, and responsibilities. Mattie, we're proud to claim you as a graduate of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and the College of Business Administration. Congratulations.